That, let's bring in Amber Barno. Amber, who served her stint in the military flying helicopters, has now become a spokesperson for Concerned Veterans of America. And Amber, it is so good to have you back here on America's Forum.
Thanks. It's great to be back.
Amber, we have heard reports almost from the file, the more things change, the more they stay the same, despite the heightened scrutiny. Despite a new Secretary of Veterans Affairs, some reports that pernicious practices, slow treatment for our vets persist in different VA hospitals. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's like a broken record. Everything we keep hearing about the VA is something that we've heard before. We know the issues. We know there's these false wait times and retaliation against whistleblowers and veterans dying at the hands of the VA due to these extended wait times and lack of care and mismanagement. What we're not seeing is anything being done about it. Just as we heard yesterday in Obama's speech at the American Legion, he continued to talk about how he was going to fix things at the VA, but veterans have heard enough. We're sick of hearing about what they're going to do to fix it. We want to see some results now.
And speaking of results, with the new Secretary of Veterans Affairs, an Army veteran himself, if I'm not mistaken, who once was the CEO at Procter & Gamble, it was thought he would come in and take decisive action. Do you believe the new Secretary is up to speed, or is he really having to try to comb through some of the inherent problems at the VA before he can really take definitive action?
Well, I was cautiously optimistic about Bob McDonald becoming the new Secretary of the Department of Veterans Affairs. He does have a long-standing corporate experience. He's a veteran himself. He went to West Point and has significant leadership experience. So definitely wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt coming in and maybe starting from scratch at the VA and really holding the employees who are infecting the VA system accountable. But so far since he's been confirmed, that is not what we're seeing. Instead, we're seeing him falling right in line with the steps of Shinseki in terms of protecting the employees and no transparency, not talking about how their employees will be held accountable, how many have been fired, why Sharon Hellman is still on paid leave right now. So far, I am not impressed with the way Bob McDonald has come in and handled things at the VA. I thought he'd be a little bit more aggressive in terms of fixing things from the get-go.
Amber Barno, it is said the devil is in the details, and perhaps some of this has to do with the legislative language of what Jeff Miller agreed to with the self-identified socialist from Vermont, Bernie Sanders, who chairs the Senate Veterans Affairs Committee. I had the suspicion that the language would end up protecting union workers, those healthcare workers who are unionized. Do you believe we're basically seeing that premise now being reality, despite the fact that this new reform bill is technically enshrined in law?
Well, I think that the VA is still focused on protecting its employees, just as we've seen with the IG report that came out earlier this week. They don't want to place the blame where blame is due and then hold those people accountable. They'd rather deflect blame and move forward with the status quo. And so I thought the accountability measures of the VA reform bill that was passed and signed into law was going to be a little bit more effective. But in all actuality, you can't hold people accountable if leaders at the top aren't willing to make those first steps to make it actually happen.
Amber Barno, we appreciate your insights. We're asking you to stay through this break because we want to come back and talk a little bit more, as you've already made news this morning expressing your disappointment with the new VA secretary, also that IG report and all the other issues that are ahead. So Amber, please stay with us, and you at home stay with us as well, as America's Forum will continue here on Newsmax TV following this timeout.